good, y'all? Coming into this season, Victor Wembanyama was one of the most hyped up draft prospects since LeBron James. There were people saying that he was going to be Rudy Gobert on defense and Kevin Durant on offense. He was going to be this guy that could do everything on the court. And now that we are 55 games into his rookie season, he's exceeding these expectations. And the title of this video is just a little bit clickbait. I said he was gonna go down as the GOAT. I don't know about that, but I full-heartedly, truthfully believe if he does not get hurt, he will go down as a top 10 basketball player of all time. And again, he is only 55 games into his rookie season, but what he can do on defense, what he can do on offense, his size, just his mentality, literally everything about Victor Wembanyama shows me that he can be a top 10 player of all time. I want to start by talking about his strength, which is his defense. His defense is otherworldly, especially for a just barely 20-year-old rookie in the NBA. His rim protection is his best asset, and he is absolutely incredible at it. He's leading the league in blocks at 3.4 blocks per game. He literally can do certain blocks that no one else in the NBA can do. Of course, with him being 7'4" with an 8-foot wingspan, he's really good at just being in the area of the paint, meeting people there, just swatting them like that. But where I think he really shows his one-of-a-kind, alien-like ability is when he gets beat off the dribble and can still recover to block the shot. I have one play that happened earlier in the season. Jalen Williams kind of like crossed him up, got to the rim, thought he had an easy layup. Vic just turned his hips, packed it right across the glass. He is incredible at recovery. There is not many big men at Vic's size that have the fluidity in his hips and in his legs and the ability to just kind of shift and turn their momentum really quickly to recover on some of these blocks. And those fluid hips and quick feet also help him guard extremely well on the perimeter and in space. You know, he's good at using his length to bother those guys, whether it's in the pick and roll where he's got to, hedge and guard the ball handler while also making sure that the center and the roll man doesn't get behind him, or if it's just on a switch where he's got to rotate out and now he's guarding a wing or a guard or whatever. He is really good at holding his own in those certain possessions. And then again, with how lengthy he is incredible at getting his hands on the ball and getting deflections, steals, and all of those things. He averages 1.3 steals per game this season, which is 12th in the league, and 3.0 deflections per game, which is tied for 6th. He's tied with Jokic and Kawhi, both guys that are really good with active hands. He truthfully is a one-man wrecking crew on defense. He is able to have kind of like the Rudy Gobert effect, where as long as you have him on the court, your defense is going to be one of the best in the league. And I know you might be thinking that doesn't really make much sense considering the Spurs have a defensive rating of 118.1, which is only 24th in the league. Definitely not a good defense, but when Vic is on the court, it is a 107.4. Insane difference. That's a crazy jump, and that would put them as the second best defense in the league. So when Vic's on the floor, Spurs have a top 2 defense. When he's not on the floor, it drops all the way down to last. And then again, remember that he just turned 20 years old. He still makes, a bunch of mistakes on defense. Of course, he is a rookie, but that just shows me how amazing he's going to be 3 years down the line, 5 years down the line. Like, he's going to be absolutely incredible. And not only is he a generational defender, but his offense is getting better and better by the game, by the week, by the month. He just looks way more comfortable out there as the games go by, comfortable scoring, comfortable passing, just all around looks like a much better player compared to game 1 to now game 55. In Vic's first 28 games of the season, he averaged 19 points, 10 rebounds, 3 assists, shooting 44% from the field and 29% from 3. That's pretty good stats if you think about it. But then when you compare him to his next 28 games, which would be from January 1st till now, he is averaging 23 points, 10 rebounds, 4 assists on 50% from the field and 38% from 3. I don't know if I've ever seen a player, let alone a rookie, evolve his game that quickly and be so night and day with efficiencies and just look so much more comfortable out there on the floor. Again, it gets me thinking what happens when he has a full season under his belt or a full 2 to 3 seasons under his belt. I really think he's going to be unstoppable. He hasn't stopped improving though. He still by game is getting better. Just from the last 13 games since February 1st, he's averaging 22 points, 11 rebounds, 5 assists on 49% from the field and 43% from 3. It's not like he's only taking like 2 or 3 shots per game too. He's shooting 5 3-pointers a game, shooting 43%. He is insane. Oh, and did I mention that he is shooting over 42% on pull-up threes at 7'4"? 42% on pull-up threes. Literally every game that I watch Vic, I get amazed by the next thing that he does. But one thing that's really sticking in my mind right now is against the Timberwolves, he was isoing against, I think it was Kyle Anderson on like the wing, and he looked like prime James Harden out there. He was dribble through the legs, a little sidestep, step back, butter. Like, I really cannot understand having that tight of a handle with that long 8-foot wingspan. And it's not only just on like step backs that he has the tight handle. He's able to navigate the defense and go through, get to the rim, dunk on people, lay it up, throw it off the backboard even. He's done a few times already. He really can do whatever he wants on the court. And I've said all of this without even bringing up probably his most reliable part of his offense, and that is him in the pick and roll / being like a lob threat. Again, 7'4", 8-foot wingspan. His catch radius might be the biggest in the whole NBA. You just throw it up there, catch it all the way back here, be a layup, be a dunk, whatever it is, he's probably converting that lob. And then the thing that has probably surprised me the most about Vic is his passing. He is a very cerebral passer. He knows when there's people cutting, who's going to be open based on what. He is really like good at processing the game already, again, only at 20 years old, and he knows he has some nasty passes. There was one where he kind of did like a swing around wrap to the corner that was pretty nice. He had a behind the back to Jeremy Sohan recently that was pretty nice too. He knows where everyone is on the court. He's starting to, I think, like realize the gravity, the scoring gravity he has on the court, and he knows where to put the ball to get his teammates, in good looks. And when he has better teammates out there too, it's going to get very scary very, very fast. And in case you are not sold yet, you're kind of thinking, well, we've seen guys have these crazy rookie seasons, be great early on, and then kind of fizzled out. I don't want to call anyone out, but like Michael Carter-Williams, arguably, he had his best season, his rookie season. Ben Simmons, he was amazing rookie season, pretty good for a few years, and then fizzled out. That was because of injuries, to be fair, but, nonetheless, I know that could be like a devil's advocate type of argument. With Vic, though, it's different. First off, Vic has been a professional basketball player since he was 15 years old. Over there in France, he signed a contract in 2019, his first pro contract, and he has just been playing against grown men, knowing what it takes to be a professional and to stay, in this basketball world. He knows all of that already. On top of that, he is being coached by arguably the greatest basketball coach of all time in Greg Popovich. He knows how to develop players. Obviously, Greg Popovich was there to coach up David Robinson and Tim Duncan, two other, once-in-a-lifetime generational talents at that big man position. And he was able to kind of get them to become these Hall of Fame players that they once were. Vic can definitely fall into that category, I think. And then even at a lower scale, Greg Popovich is really good at just developing players in general. I mean, we've seen guys like DeJounte Murray, who was the 29th pick. No one really was expecting him to be anything crazy. He is now an all-star. Derek White also was the 29th pick over there in San Antonio. Again, no one expected him to be anything crazy, and now he is arguably the best role player in the entire NBA, doing great things over there in Boston. Greg Popovich and the Spurs are incredibly good at developing their players, and I have no doubt in my mind they're going to definitely help Vic become the best player he could be. And even though he has all of the fame, all of the hype, all of the guys surrounding him that he needs, Vic still stays humble and has an incredible mindset. When he had the back-to-back 5-steal, 5-block games, it was the first one since Michael Jordan. A reporter brought that up to him, and his first response was, "Oh, I bet MJ won in the game. Did he win in the game?" Or something along those lines. That just goes to show you that he doesn't really care about the stats and everything like that. He wants to win. He wants to be a good team basketball player. He wants to, accomplish big things. And then also, before he even was drafted, I remember watching the JJ Redick interview with him, and he just seemed so humble, so down to earth, so focused, locked in. Like he loves basketball. He wants to be one of the best basketball players of all time. He's gonna put in the work. He knows what it takes. and I think he's gonna do it. What do you guys think about Wemby though? Make sure you leave your thoughts down in the comments below. Do you agree with me? Do you think he's going to be one of the best players of all time? Do you think he's just going to be like a very good player but not all the way up there? You know, where's your range on him? Hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure you leave it a like, subscribe so you don't miss the next one. In the description, there's links to all my social medias, so make sure you follow me on all those to keep up to date with me. Catch y'all.